Hi, so welcome to this episode of C.A.TS, the ITCA podcast on crypto assets, crypto asset talks. We are here again with Mikko Ohtamaa, who is co-founder at Trading Strategy AI. Now, we are recording a series of podcasts on Luna and on stablecoins more generally. And in this episode, we're actually going to focus more on stablecoins generally and the usefulness of stablecoins. And the interesting part there is, and this is referring to a blog post that Mikko has written lately. It was in his company, which is a European company, a small fintech that has certain problems to get a US dollar banking relationship, and who actually works together with their trading partners rather than doing bank transfers, which are expensive or hard to do. Actually works, transacts in stablecoins, specifically in USDC. Hi, Mikko, and can you tell us about your use of stablecoins in your day-to-day use in trading strategy?
Yeah, thank you very much. And to give some color for the discussion, so we have at the moment we have I think we have 8 people, 10, 12, including the non-core team members. Our team is from all over the Europe and the United States, and we need to make payments. And we have of course, in Europe, we have euros, but we have people in the UK, and then we have people in the United States, and we have also people in Europe that are not part of the euro system. And if anybody has ever done a foreign bank transfer, they will learn that they are expensive. And that's the problem the stablecoins are very good at solving.
Okay, so say again, so the problem is that just cross-border bank transfers are hard to do at the moment. In the euro area itself, I think it works, as you say, it's quite well, right? SEPA payments is actually, it doesn't get cheaper than that. It gets maybe a little bit faster than that. But even nowadays, you have SEPA payments in euros are very efficient. But then not everyone wants to transact in the euro area or in euros. And then things become quickly more expensive. And when you were talking US dollar-based payments, either to the US or even worse, outside the US, we're talking about pretty high cost basis. So how does it work specifically then? How does the operations of the thing work?
Yeah, so in our case, we are banking on a stable coin. So we are banking on a US dollar coin or USDC, and we are holding it ourselves and as a self-custodian, but also on our exchange accounts. And especially when we pay to our US-based service providers, they can accept USDC stablecoin. We don't need to send them a wire. And when we pay them in USDC, it's basically a zero cost for us, or it is basically zero. And our trading partners in the United States can then, because they are customers of Circle, they have a business account at circle.com, they can redeem the USDC stablecoin we sent to them to their normal bank account for free as a wire transfer.
Okay, so you're saying is, so you're making this as a blockchain transfer. On which blockchain are you transferring those?
I think we are at the moment using Avalanche and Solana, but the beauty of the USDC is that it's running at least on 6 major chains: Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, Polygon, probably some layer 2s and a Tron. So it has a lot of options. And in the end, for our trading partners, it doesn't matter, because they just go to their Circle account, they give us an address, and it doesn't matter which blockchain it is because they have all of them, and they only care that they get the wire transfer for free. And of course, it's also for them, it's much because we have now more buffer, we have less fees, so it means we can pay them more.
Okay.
and so on.
So effectively, your partners. So if you say you have a USD, so a Circle account, this is almost like a banking relationship with Circle, right? So they are they don't do self-custody in this case. This is a full custodial account at USD at Circle, right?
Yeah, so you could see it as a cryptocurrency exchange, but the only trade you can do is from USDC to USD, and they have Circle has the money transmitter license in the United States, so it's all nice and clean, and they have a compliance and so on.
Okay, yeah, so it's like we're obviously looking at these things also in AMLD and Amica in the EU. So in EU language, they would be probably a virtual asset service provider, a VASP, and they're a wallet, right? But they're a wallet that allows you to a wallet with an on-ramp and an off-ramp, or a custodial. It's a custodial wallet. So. So in this sense, and they say in a custodial wallet almost looks like a bank, if you want to do this, but you can obviously also interact with them from a non-custodial wallet. And I understand this is what you're doing partially, and also you also have an account with them. You can do either or, yeah?
Yeah. And you can also, of course, what makes the USDC attractive is first, we can talk about later that it has it's very high quality. The collateral is there. It's not going to crash like other stable coins. But other one is that it's very accessible. So it's available on cryptocurrency exchanges where you as a European company or person can open an account. You can buy it. You can hold it, and its adoption is good.
Okay, so if I would be working for you, just sort of on an ad hoc basis, so I don't really. You just want to have like pay me for one day of work, whatever. I could just open an account, not necessarily with Circle. I don't have a Circle business. I don't have a US business, but I could just open. Well, you could either just send me the USDC directly, or I could open an account with, I don't know, Coinbase, and you could just send it to my Coinbase account, or how does?
Correct. So if you charge me as a business, if you send me an invoice, you need to have a same business account on Coinbase. I don't recommend Coinbase because it's super expensive. So you would probably prefer FTX or Kraken. And I could send you the USDC, and then you just withdraw from those cryptocurrency exchanges to your corporate business account on a bank.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So I can do this. They have done my KYC, etc. I can link this to a bank account, so I can obviously either just keep and hold it on Coinbase in custody, or FTX or Kraken or whatever is better, or I can withdraw it to my own account, which somehow works. I think with Kraken you cannot, or can you do withdrawals with Kraken now? I think Kraken always used to be crypto only, right? Or
no, Kraken is actually one of the first cryptocurrency exchanges with the fiat rump. So they have been.
Oh, they have a fiat rump now also. Okay.
Yeah, they have been banking with the German bank. Is it the Fidor, big one, or something like that for last like 8 years? So getting SEPA out from Kraken happens under 1 hour.
Okay, well, that is pretty. That is pretty impressive. And so in terms of self-custody, any operational tips on what to do with self-custody?
Yeah, for business purposes, if you want to go to like a full blockchain business, you can use a multi-sig wallet. Most popular one is called Gnosis Safe, made by Gnosis team. That's mostly German people, and it also gives you a protection. Like if you have multiple people, multiple key holders. In our case, it's 3, and the transaction is 2 out of 3. It will protect you against cryptocurrency hacks. And even if like something happened to me as a company director, the 2 remaining board members or advisors could still keep the business running as usual.
Okay, so there's a recovery. It's not like I don't know, forgot the name, where the gentleman disappeared, supposedly died, and suddenly all his coins disappeared. So this wouldn't, the hit by a bus scenario is not quite as dangerous. And what can you do? I mean, so that's on USDC. Does this work equally well with other transfers? I mean, we've seen like Euro, obviously. Euro is maybe less interesting in the sense that the SEPA payment system really works well. So if you are a European company and you want to send Euro, chances is SEPA is still the way to go. It often doesn't get much more convenient and cheaper than that. But so if you want to do, I don't know, Euro versus Sterling or something like this, or
yeah, and that's a good question. So in my case, I'm a resident of Gibraltar, so I need to have pounds, and in my case, I'm just I can receive the stable coin myself for my salaries and convert it myself, or we can convert it to the company end and then send me pounds as a wire transfer. But in the end, you end up pretty much the same end result. And of course, now comes the normal FX question. So what's the most efficient way to go from US dollars to pounds and get those pounds to me, and how much you are losing or saving money there?
But so what about non-US dollar stable coins? Are they any interesting, or is it really only the US dollar stable coins that are worth looking at the moment?
I would say there are a couple of Euro ones. They are not that interesting. For example, for the reason that European Union really hates cryptos and they want to kill them, and they are being successful there. So there's never going to be Euro stable coins if things go like this. What comes to other countries, I have some stable pounds, but it never took off. And then now teacher launches Mexican peso. So my own thesis is that over the next 5 to 10 years, all of the BRIC countries, Brazil, India, Russia, maybe not Russia, but Philippines, Indonesia, they would like to really launch their own stable coin for their native currency, because in that way they would get more liquidity for their own currency, and it would make easier to hire people from their country and get more US dollars or inbound forex transfers that way.
So I was gonna ask, is there a decent market to do FX on stable coins like on Uniswap, Bancor, or the likes, or is there at the moment not?
Yes, there's one place to go, and it's the name. It's called Curve, and that's automated market maker that's designed for stable coin to stable coin trades with very low slippage.
Okay, but the thing is obviously I thought, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Curve works massively well when you trade Tether against USDC, but Euro against USD has a fair amount of volatility. So you need to have a little bit of a wider curve than you would have in this thing. But Curve works also well on those.
And to be honest, I am not the right person to answer this question. We haven't done that yet. But the thing is that you have, of course, you have the transaction fees as a part of the equation, but then there's a question like
slippage.
What's the exchange rate itself, like USDC or Euro, and which exchange rate are you using, and do you actually want to hold euros at all, and so on. So
okay, so from your practical experiences, essentially it's like, look, I'm transacting in dollar anyway, I'm doing everything in dollar, and then the FX you do on the fiat end. So you get it into whatever it's there, then you get it out as US dollar, or possibly you exchange it on the whatever Kraken into you get it, you exchange it into euros and then get the euros out there. But it's the forex provider in this sense would be Kraken. You wouldn't use any pool as
and even in that sense, like if I would convert a currency on my bank, the rate they will give me, thanks to European Union some rules, now they need to actually disclose the rate. They even didn't tell me the rate before. But if I convert the currency myself, let's say a Kraken order book between euro and USD, I'm for 100% certainty I'm going to get the better rate that any bank would give me.
Okay, well, that's interesting. I mean, I guess depends where you are. There are a couple of banks or fintechs who get you pretty decent rates these days, but obviously some don't give you that good rate. So I guess it really depends on, depends on your banking relationship. And also I think generally as a business, you find it a little bit harder to get decent Forex than as a retail customer, right? You can get, as a retail customers, you have like some very interesting offers out there. In terms of FX on business side, it's not as obvious.
Yeah, and of course the problem will get worse and worse when you go to more exotic countries which have their more exotic currencies. So in that sense, stable coins and crypto and DeFi works very well if you are in those developing countries where the institutions and the currency system is not that stable.
Yeah, and also the other thing is that often in emerging markets they use the US dollar as a parallel currency, right? So especially for a little bit bigger ticket items, they're actually happy to have US dollar, so they don't mind. They will deal with the conversion themselves somehow, but they don't mind getting money in US dollar rather than the currency. Okay, look, I think this was very, very interesting to see how actually stable coins do make a difference in practice. Obviously, the next step possibly would be to discuss how central bank digital currencies could go in there. And obviously, the other way is sort of that central bank digital currencies could make it more attractive. On the other hand, you have obviously things like travel rule, etc., that if regulators get really serious about it, could completely kill this kind of business. But maybe we're leaving this for another discussion. But it was great to see the practical applications.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.